It finishes then at Manchester United 1, Southampton 1, and nobody wants to finish fourth, do they, as it seems. Let's just remind you how things look then. We'll talk about Manchester City's win a little later on. But Manchester United then opening the door once again for the chasing pack in the likes of Arsenal and Spurs. United currently sitting fifth in the table, level on points with West Ham. Spurs have 3 games in hand, Arsenal 2 on Rangnick's side. Jan is still with us. Let's welcome in Don Hutchinson to the show as well. Craig, I want to start with you, though. Can we just play what you said after the Burnley game for this game? Is it that simple?
Well, look, United played some good stuff in the first half. Pogba was hard to play against. He was really strong in possession. Good defensive positions. Good use of the ball from him. Out-muscling people and then just popping it off and playing good balls. Fernandes playing balls in behind at the right time. Good pace on the wide positions from Rashford and from Sancho. I have to say, Ronaldo's still off the pace, right. For sure. But the game lasts 90 minutes. It's 90 minutes. So they cannot get the job done. And that's just factual. I know I'm stating the obvious, but they can't put 90 minutes together.
Right.
And that's a problem. That's a big problem. Now, for those that saw, I didn't see Southampton play recently and seen them at Tottenham in midweek, they were brilliant. They were absolutely brilliant at Tottenham. So United knew they were in for a game. And Southampton were super competitive and played well. So from that respect, United should have known what was coming. But no surprises. Maguire looking edgy, particularly in the second half at the back. Lacking confidence up front. Not really controlling the game for 90 minutes in the middle of the park, although Pogba certainly for 45 was excellent. But again, nobody's throwing their hat in the ring saying, I'm the team.
No.
You mentioned Tottenham with 3 games in hand. Would you trust them? No, you bloody wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't
trust them either. But for United, this 90 minutes, putting this package together, is a problem.
Don, I've seen people offer up the excuse, well, Rangnick wants them to run more, to press more, so inevitably they're going to tire as the game goes on. Yet, as we saw against Burnley...
What, in 46 minutes?
This is just 2 minutes into the second half.
47.
What's going on? Why are we seeing this kind of lacklustre display right off the bat after the break?
I think they're mentally shot. I think they are. I think I'm looking at the players now and I'm thinking, you've got so little confidence. Do you remember last season when they kept going behind, especially away from home, and their mentality was strong and they'd have confidence and they'd win games away from home when they went behind? Now it's the other way around, which you can't put your finger on. They're taking leads. They're desperate for the second goal. They've got no control over a game whatsoever. When Man City go 1-0 up, you've got total faith in Man City will just have the thought process, possession is king. We'll beat you 1-0. If we score 2 and 3 and 4, we'll take it. But 1-0 will be enough because we're quality. You look at Man United, and I've been saying probably since the Middlesbrough game, since the Burnley game, those performances were on the players. I thought the performance today was on the manager, because I've been saying for the last couple of weeks, Ronaldo's been bang out of form. Bruno's been bang out of form. Harry Maguire's bang out of form. Well, if I'm sitting here thinking they're out of form, well, when's the manager going to change them? When the manager's going to put what he thinks his best 11's on the pitch? Because I don't think he's doing that at the minute. I think he's playing or picking players on reputation. I think they are fading. I think Ralf Rangnick said after the game, which I trust, and I think he's absolutely correct in what he was saying, where he said they had 1 day's less rest than Man United, and for 45 minutes they looked leggy. Second half they found their stride, and second half Southampton were actually a little bit unlucky they didn't win the game.
What do you do with Ronaldo, Jan?
Well, what do you do with Ronaldo? What do you do with a lot of the players at Manchester United? I think that was quite interesting to watch the game today of the 2 Ralphs, Hasenhüttl and Rangnick. And I think that when Ralf Rangnick tonight sits and analyzes that game, he thinks of Ralf Hasenhüttl that he brought to Leipzig because he played his way of playing. And when he saw Southampton in this game today against Manchester United, he thought, I wish we play that way. I wish we had that intensity in the game. And Don was quite nice when he said what Ralf Hasenhüttl said after the game, because he more or less said, everybody knows that Manchester United won't run as back intensity like we know. Yeah. And we will take advantage of that. And I think that for Ralf Hasenhüttl, I know him, he's a polite guy. And Rangnick, the other Ralf, has been some kind of his mentor. But what he said about Manchester United, that is not surprising. It's scandalous. Can you imagine that an opposition manager after Old Trafford, he tells them, we know they can't run at the back, so we take advantage of that. We just wait. This is the third game in a row. They're 1-0 up. Just wait till the second half. It's the same procedure as every game, Miss Sophie. And that's what happened today again.
Cut from the same cloth, aren't they? And I was saying this to you before. I would certainly at the moment, and Rangnick's not been in there long, but I'd take Ralf Hasenhüttl over Rangnick at the moment all day, every day. I think what he's done at Southampton, bearing in mind the budget, and he walks back every summer, and he must walk back into the dressing room and say, who's left?
Sure.
Who's left? Who have they not sold? And what he's done there with that budget and these players, to take nothing away from the guys that are there, you know, left back from France, Broja on loan, you know, Romeo and Ward-Prowse, El Yunusi was at Celtic for a couple of seasons, couldn't get going in England. The intensity that they play with is exactly the intensity that Manchester United need, but can't put together for more than a very small period in each game. So yeah, it's hard to get the answer about what is the answer to all these problems at the moment. I suppose he might have to be looking at leaving Ronaldo out again and finding an option for that position. Now, this player is out of form, but it might be playing Marcus Rashford through the middle for his pace.
Okay.
It might be making a decision like that. You know, we saw Jesse Lingard come in. Maybe we see a little bit more prominence from him towards the end of the season. It's a difficult one, a difficult conundrum for him to fix. There are some flashes of good play, just not enough of them.
Another difficult conundrum is this, Jan. Who's going to finish fourth?
Yeah, this is a very good question. I mean, I'm with Craig. I mean, how can we trust Tottenham? It's not, they have a middle name of, it's so typical Tottenham kind of thing. Arsenal, you just feel that they have the young freshness. They could go for, they're like a teenagers in a grown-up shop sometimes, but they still can make it. Manchester United, you think they have the material, but they don't have a structure at the moment. And we're not even talked about Fernandes. Where is he playing? I don't know. I tried to see where he's playing. I have no idea. Ralf Rangnick will sit at home again thinking, where is he playing? I mean, I can't understand that. So I think that the rest of it, we just have to support West Ham now, won't we? Because that will be the best story. And we think that David Moyes will find a way that they will take that for position.
It's crazy, Don. No one's stepping up.
No, and would you bet on Tottenham beating Wolves tomorrow?
No.
You wouldn't.
No.
You wouldn't. You don't know. But at some point, someone's got to go. Someone's got to actually take a step back and go, right, this is on. And I think everyone's been sort of feeling the same. I watched Ralf Hasenhüttl and I watched Antonio Conte in the Spurs Southampton game the other day, and it was really edgy. It was loads of friction between the two managers. And when Tottenham were winning 2-1, Conte was giving it, and he was giving it large to Hasenhüttl because he realised if they beat Southampton, with everyone around them sort of dropping points, it's there for Tottenham. And then all of a sudden, at the end of the game, they lose at 3-2, and he's soaking wet and he looked dishevelled. Now it's sort of back to Antonio Conte tomorrow. It's like Man United are dropping points. Have Arsenal got it? Have West Ham got a big enough squad to try and make it? I think West Ham have got a chance, Dan, in all honesty, but I think how thin their squad is, I think they'll just fade. And my money at the minute, as I'm sitting here tonight, is on Tottenham. But fast forward this time tomorrow night, if Wolves take points off them, then who knows? Who wants it? Who's not going to bottle it?
I think Arsenal are a better side than Tottenham for me. I look at Tottenham's defenders and it gives me the heebie-jeebies. Must be giving Conte some sleepless nights. I think if Arsenal can sort their discipline problems out, and that's a big issue for them, they've got a chance. They've got a chance because they've got a relatively solid back line. They've got a goalkeeper who's playing well. They've got some youngsters that are flexible from midfield to forward. And then it's whether they can get a tune out of Lacazette between now and the end of the season, if that's what they choose to do. But if they continue to have players sent off, then that's going to be a huge problem for them. But if I was Arsenal, after a month of the season, I didn't think I'd be saying this, is that I think I'd be feeling good looking at the rest.
Yeah.
That actually, there's nothing to be scared of here. And I think they've got as good a chance as any. I'm not saying they've got the best squad, but they're probably one of the most informed teams. And they've already shown that they can go to Wolves. not play brilliantly, have a man sent off and grind out a 1-0. That's not a bad thing to do.
Thank you very much for watching ESPN FC on YouTube. For more highlights, analysis and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.